Principle 6. The principle of confidence and belief. They moved a little further and reached a new production line where robots were assembling parts at an incredible speed. This production line was just an idea on paper 2 years ago. To launch it, I had to invest all the company's savings and a heavy bank loan. Everyone said it was madness. The risk was too high, but I believed in the idea. I had confidence in myself and my team that we could do it. Peter turned to Ronald. Ronald, if you don't believe in your own abilities to create wealth, why should the universe believe you? Doubt and fear are poisons that dry up the roots of belief. Confidence is the fertilizer that strengthens these roots so you can take calculated risks and seize opportunities. Example: imagine 2 salesmen who both sell an excellent product. The first salesman introduces his product with doubt and hesitation. Deep down, he thinks the price is too high, or maybe the customer doesn't need it. This lack of belief is evident in his body language and tone of voice, and the customer senses it. The second salesman wholeheartedly believes in his product. He believes that this product will improve the customer's life. He speaks with passion, and this confidence is transmitted to the customer like a positive virus. Which one do you think sells more? Principle 7. The principle of expectancy and persistency. Just then, the red light on one of the machines turned on, and a faint siren sounded. A technician quickly rushed to the machine. Peter said calmly, "Don't worry, it's a minor issue." This reminds me of the 7th principle. Look, I expect this factory to operate in the best way every day, but at the same time, I also expect minor issues. The important thing is that when a problem arises, you don't lose hope and you solve it with persistency. You achieve what you expect. If you always wait for bad things to happen, you invite them towards you. Always expect the best, but strive with diligence and persistency to achieve that best. Example: consider a farmer. When he plants the best seed, action, he expects an excellent harvest. He wakes up every day with this hope, but he doesn't just wait. He visits the field every day. He irrigates. He fights pests, persistency. He doesn't pull the seed out of the soil every day to see if it is rooted or not. He trusts the process and does his work with persistency until harvest time arrives. You must treat your goals the same way. Principle 8. The principle of a constructive mental attitude. The technicians solved the machine's problem, and the light turned green again. Peter continued, "Your attitude is your filter for viewing the world. One person sees a disaster, a waste of time, and a financial loss in this small problem. But what does a mind with a constructive attitude see? It says, it's good that we found this problem now. It's an opportunity to review the system and make sure this doesn't happen again." Your attitude doesn't change the events, but it changes their meaning and your reaction to them. Example: suppose it's pouring rain. An ice cream vendor with a destructive attitude says, "Ugh, my business is ruined today, just my luck," and closes his shop. But the ice cream vendor with a constructive attitude says, "Okay, people won't come out for ice cream today, but maybe they'd like a hot coffee or hot chocolate. This is an opportunity to try a new product." He turns the problem into an opportunity. Principle 9. The principle of intelligent action and strategy. They reached the end of the glass walkway, which led to Peter's office. Inside the office, a large whiteboard was covered with charts, schedules, and the company's quarterly goals. And finally, the most important principle in the action section. All this will, belief, and positive attitude must be channeled correctly. That channel is intelligent strategy. Wealth is not achieved by hard work alone, it is achieved by working smart. Peter pointed to the board. Nothing in this factory happens by chance. We research what the market needs, what is the best way to produce with the lowest cost and highest quality, and how to get the product to the customer. This is strategy. Example. Imagine two people who both want to dig a water well. Both have the will and persistence. The first person grabs a pickaxe without thinking and starts digging the ground. He works very hard, but he might dig 100 meters and not reach water. The second person first takes the time, examines the land map, gets help from an expert to find the best spot, then rents a drilling machine and starts working. He works smart. Which one do you think will reach water sooner and with less energy? You must also have a strategy to achieve your goals. Just saying, "I want to start my own gardening business" is not enough. You need to research what services customers need, how you can differentiate yourself from others, how you should market. This is intelligent action. Return home. The sun was setting when they returned to the villa. Ronald was deep in silence. His mind was full of new and exciting information. He had no longer just seen machines and workers. He had seen the hidden engine of an empire, a powerful mindset translated into reality by strong pillars of action. When they got out of the car, Peter said, "You learned a lot today. You might feel a little overwhelmed, but don't worry. These principles need to settle within you gradually." He looked at the garden, which was now bathed in the soft light of sunset. This factory, for all its size, is just metal and concrete. The real factory is here. Peter pointed to Ronald's head. If you can manage that factory with the right principles, building anything in the outside world becomes possible for you. Ronald looked at Peter with eyes full of gratitude. "Thank you, Mr. Peter. Truly, thank you." He no longer envied, he now admired. Because he had understood that Peter's wealth was not due to luck or injustice. It was the result of years of applying principles that he too was now beginning to learn. His journey was hard, but for the first time, he held the roadmap. A journey from a small garden to skyscrapers of success. Part 3. The mechanisms of wealth creation and management. 2 months passed in a flash, but for Ronald, these 2 months brought a lifetime of transformation. He no longer walked in the garden with a troubled face and hunched shoulders. His steps were firm, his gaze was sharp, and a calm smile always graced his lips. He was no longer just Mr. Peter's gardener, he had become the gardener of his own life. Ronald, after extensive study, had placed a small portion of his income into a low-risk investment fund. The amount was negligible, but the feeling he got from putting his money to work was powerful. He had become kinder to his colleagues and generously shared his gardening knowledge with them, which earned him double the respect and popularity. These changes did not escape Peter's keen eyes. One afternoon, Peter came out to the porch holding a cup of tea and watched Ronald, who was calmly tending to a bonsai tree. "Ronald, I see you are cultivating this small tree with great patience and care." Ronald looked up and smiled. "Every branch I prune reminds me that I must also prune my negative thoughts. This small tree has been my best teacher." Peter nodded with satisfaction. "Are you ready to step beyond this garden patch? Next week, I have to go to Chicago for a few important meetings. I'd like you to come with me as my special assistant. It will be a great help to me and a good classroom for you." Ronald's eyes widened in disbelief. A business trip, Chicago, with Mr. Peter? This was something he hadn't even imagined in his boldest dreams. Trying to control his excitement, he said, "Yes, Mr. Peter, absolutely. This is a great honor for me." A week later, in the skies of Chicago, Ronald was flying on a private jet for the first time. He looked out the window at the cotton-like clouds beneath them and felt like he was living in a movie. Peter was sitting across from him, reviewing some reports. Principle 10. Opening the way for abundance. Peter set down his tablet. "Do you see this view, Ronald? As long as you were on the ground, your view was limited to the fences of that garden. But now that you've soared, you can see for miles. This is the principle of opening the way for abundance. Wealth is the same. You must create the capacity to receive it within yourself. What do you mean, Mr. Peter? It means you must expand your mind, your knowledge, and your connections. If your cup is only the size of a teacup, the universe cannot give you abundance the size of an ocean. By coming on this trip, you are making your cup bigger. You are stepping out of your comfort zone and declaring to the world that you are ready to receive bigger opportunities. For example, imagine a skilled plumber who only works in his neighborhood. His income is good, but limited. Now, if he goes and learns digital marketing skills in an online course, sets up a website for himself, and starts creating educational content, he is multiplying his capacity. He is no longer just a local plumber, but an expert across the country who can sell his services and knowledge to thousands. At the board meeting. They went straight from the airport to an important meeting in a skyscraper. Ronald was sitting in the corner of the conference room, carefully listening to Peter's negotiations with the executives of a large corporation.